Hello and welcome to another exciting Simple Talk segment with me, Minol Dee. And on the show today, I have a legend once again on the show, DJ Steven. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
After a very long time, we've been having this conversation to have this interview, I think, for about 1 or 2 years.
2 years.
So finally, it's coming through. It's all in good time. DJ Steven. So what are you up to these days?
Honestly, I've kind of retired from DJing. But first, I have to say thank you so much for having this here because being at the DJ Academy and seeing all this equipment brings back so much of memories. How we started.
Yeah, we'll go back to your
We'll
start.
go back. But what I am actually doing now,
You just gone missing because everybody's asking where's DJ Steven.
DJ Steve actually settled down.
Some people
He
might
grew
say,
up.
finally.
Finally, yes, we settled down. We started a little business of our own, a small educational academy, and I've got into actually teaching spoken English. Of course, there were a few people who wanted to learn DJing from me, which I taught them as well. And I kind of moved out of the DJ scene, but I moved into the music production side as well. Um, Also, I got into handling the technical side of events because I love sound and light engineering, the whole technical side of it. So I got into that. And there's somebody actually who I'd like to thank, and that is DJ Kosala. Outburst DJ Kosala. He gave me that opportunity to actually pursue that side of me, and it's been absolutely fantastic. So big thank you, Kosi.
You started back in the 80s, is it right?
Yes, actually, when I was about 13. Now, don't ask me my age.
Age.
Uh,
Not 60s?
no. I was born in 72, so now you get.
So, okay.
Okay, yeah. I started about a year or two before my O levels. This was the whole house party scene as we had it back in the day. And then it started into curfew parties.
How did you get into DJing? Tell us about that.
Gosh, honestly, it was just by chance. I have to mention there were two of my friends from back in the school days, Kevin Franke and Denver Barber. We started a little DJ outfit called the Power Station. I still remember carrying that big cricket bag full of cassette tapes because that is what we started on. And we beat mixed off cassette tape, right? So we used to do the curfew parties. Those days, curfews from 6 in the evening to 6 in the morning. So from 6 in the evening to 6 p.m. or rather till about 12 midnight, it's all the fast music. So from 12 midnight to 6 in the morning, it's all slow music. Who was playing the slow music? Me. Yes, so that is how we actually started. But I also went into hairdressing. I worked in two of Sri Lanka's #1 salons. But I've always come back to DJing.
What were you doing in the salons?
Everything from hairstyling,
That's
cutting.
something new that you didn't know about DJ Steven.
Well, hairstyles, cutting, I studied everything. But sadly, I left without being certified because I got back into DJing. This has always been my passion. Learning about music, how music was constructed, or the roots of music, all of that. Which sadly, most of the DJs don't bother to look at the history. You're playing music now which contains a lot of samples. Find out where those samples come from. But there's another thing that most of the older DJs, we used to do a lot of miking.
Yeah.
We entertained the crowd because we didn't know what beat mixing was. We just played songs back to back. We just matched the tempos by ear. So no BPM counters, no wave files, nothing like that, right? So try doing that with cassettes. I used to spend my time at home listening to cassettes and checking the BPM from the watch. And that's all here. But that is the fun, beautiful side of DJ. One of my idols, and I'm getting goosebumps actually because I saw him with his new Elevator songs, Fatboy Slim. He's an idol of mine.
Norman Cook.
Norman Cook,
Mm.
also Beats International, who brought the song "Dub Be Good to Me." That was all him.
Mm.
And to see Fatboy Slim so up there now with Carl Cox and everybody, it's like that's my idol, And he's a fun DJ.
Yeah.
DJing should be fun.
Mm.
You need to let the music get into you and enjoy what you're playing, because that is something most of our DJs now forget. When you show the crowd that you're enjoying the music, that vibe automatically goes to them.
True.
It's a weird connection. If you're just standing there behind the decks and my music, it's boring. As a DJ, you are an entertainer. You can know all the latest technology. You know the newest 3000s or whatever. You can use your A9s or but you need to enjoy the music that you're playing. Let that groove and that vibe get into you. And it's not about doing the whole Jesus poses, hands in there. No. I mean, I'm not trying to embarrass the DJs who are doing that, but create your style. That is something that was told to me when I started DJing from people like Kapila, DJ Jerry. Create your style.
Who were the DJs when you started? Already who were DJing here in Sri Lanka when you started?
Harpo, Jerry. I was working with Eugene at Mega Music, and my first club was at Colombo 2000, which was at the Galadari Hotel. There was also someone at My Kind of Place, the very first MKOP. His name was Steve J.
He's no more with us.
He's no more with us. He was. I used to go to MKOP, sit in a corner with a bottle of Coke, and watch him play. And all of a sudden, I can see him getting a call. So he raises the telephone, and mind you, no cell phones.
Yeah.
So one of those old style phones, he's keeping it to the ear, and he's mixing the records. No CDs back then. And he's beat mixing the tracks. And I'm like, what is he doing? He's answering a phone while DJing. To see, that was the headphone. But I learned by watching them. Steve J had a style. And of course, all the ladies loved him because of that style. Maybe that's why I have my long hair, but I don't know. He had long hair, and he was a very handsome guy. He had a good personality. He was very down to earth. So you look at other DJs and see what you can take from them, but you have to create your own style.
Yeah.
That is what sets you apart from the whole, the whole DJ culture kind of. I mean, look at the other DJs abroad. Fatboy Slim, look at Carl Cox. He DJs
They have their own
separately.
identity.
They have their own identity. You have so many technical DJs who are very technical on the decks, but they still enjoy the music that they play.
Yeah. Stephen, now let's talk about your club experience here in Sri Lanka. I believe you have played in overseas as well. So we'll combine both and talk about your experience altogether.
Okay. Back in the day, like I said, Colombo 2000, I had one chance to play at My Kind of Place. Then there was Blue Elephant. Then there were other new couple of clubs. Then the Zeta. Thanks
That was
to
your
Mr.
last one?
Deepthi. That was my last one. Thanks to Mr. Deepthi. Of course, Dushyant Veeraman was the entertainment manager. He was the entertainment director. I was the entertainment manager there. So running a club, I got that experience as well. So learning to work with bands, because Sleeping Chairs played there. Few other bands, I gave them the opportunity to come from the Zeta. And the Zeta was a very unique concept. It was nothing like Sri Lanka had ever seen before. You can say that Mr. Deepthi, the owner, was an eccentric person, but he knew club culture because he had always traveled abroad. And I learned a lot about food and beverage and how to run a club from that. So from Colombo 2000 to Zeta, playing at places like the old Little Hut. I have, but I haven't gone into any of the new clubs. Maybe because I'm too old. I don't know.
How do you see the difference?
Oh, there is a vast difference. Um, very especially technology.
Mm, mm,
We didn't have this technology back in the day.
mm.
You had to rely on your ears and your eyesight
Yeah.
because you have to know, you have to have that connection with the crowd. Whether you're playing for a house party, whether you're playing for a wedding, whether you're playing for even a conference or even a club, you have to learn how to read the crowd. And that is something that the first generation of DJs taught me.
Mm.
Look for the little, signs of the people around you. If they're enjoying the music, change the music. And don't be afraid to play something new just to check to see how the people will react. It can be a song that they've never heard before.
Mm.
But if you play the right beat with a nice tempo, with a nice vibe to it, they're going to enjoy it. And that way, as a DJ, you're doing your job because you're teaching people.
Mm.
It's something that doesn't happen now. Back in the day, DJs taught the people about music, about the new upcoming tracks, underground music. They played it to get the reaction of the crowd. But yes, thanks to radio, we have most of the club music that is played on radio as well.
Mm.
So being in the clubs was a very different experience back in the day. I would say maybe even the attitudes of people have changed because back in the day it was all, hey, let's get together and have fun.
Mm. Mm.
I didn't care what clothes you were wearing. I didn't care whether you had the most expensive liquor. You were a cool guy. Yeah, you're a good guy.
Mm.
That's how we did it. That's
Now
how
things
we
have
thought.
changed.
Now things have changed. I mean, I haven't been to a
Even
club.
the taste of the music, it has changed, I believe.
I'm sorry to say this, but is it now music?
Even I think it's a generational thing, no? It has
It
changed
is.
now
It
with the
is.
technology, especially,
Yes.
and all these video games, TikToks, and the younger people have become
Look,
like
you
more
have AI.
beat-centric now.
Exactly, because
Yeah.
you have AI.
Now you can make music.
You can literally remix a song.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we had to use like 4 decks. Loop, make 2 drumbeat loops on 2 these things. That's how I learned to even DJ off 4 decks. Way back when we first had the CDJs, and this was the CDJ 1000, not even the Mark IIs or the 800s. Right?
Speaking of consoles, what was the first console you played on?
Wow.
You started from cassettes and then moved on
to vinyl.
vinyl.
So
Okay.
I played on, I think the best turntables back in the day was the Technics. The 1200s and the 1210s. There was no Mark II, there was no Mark III, there was no Mark VI. So we had to learn how to balance the tone arm to make sure the needle was clean. And for back then we only had the Stanton 500s. Either it was the EL or the AL. And we didn't know the difference between the two, right? We had no internet. But that's how we learn. And of course, vinyl, I have to mention this. I used to listen to a radio show called the Hot Mix.
On TNL?
If I'm allowed to say
Yeah, that's fine.
Done by DJ Tariq. Right? I used to have 390 cassettes and record the whole show and listen to it to hear what Tariq did. How he used samples, how he did the remixes, all of that. And that's what got me even more interested in music production. So thanks, Tariq. But that was the love that we had for the DJ, for the craft of DJ, how we wanted to change things.
Yeah.
Now everything is on a waveform.
It's become easy now.
It's become so easy.
How is the talent? How do you see that in Sri Lanka?
I have to say that I'm very happy to see a lot of female DJs coming up. They're breaking out of that mold where, oh no, I have to sit at home like a nice little girl. My parents are not allowing me to play DJ. They're breaking away from that. And that, personally, that makes me very happy to see a lot more female DJs come. And there are a lot of younger DJs as well. And they're being technologically minded as well. They're moving with the tech. And they're using that technology to entertain the crowd,
Mm.
which is a very good thing.
Mm.
Use that to make your, because at the end of the day, if you don't have a crowd, who are you playing to?
Mm.
I have played to empty dance floors, but I've still enjoyed myself.
Mm.
I remember playing in Norelia so many years ago. There's nobody in this big hall, and I'm there on the 10 day, but I'm pumping the house music. And then one of my old bosses like, Steven, can you shut it off, man? People are trying to sleep. And this is about 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was enjoying myself,
Mm.
But what I see now with the technology and the newer generation, they're actually using that to make better music and to entertain the crowd better.
Mm. How do you see the underground culture in Sri Lanka? Underground music culture.
Underground music culture is slowly surfacing.
Back in the day when you all were doing like big time, it was not so big in Sri Lanka.
We had nobody.
Yeah.
You tell me who the DJ producers were.
Mm.
Yes, we made our own hot mixers back in
Yeah.
the day
Mm.
by looping tracks. I remember NJB
Mm.
at Majestic
In
City
Majestic City.
first bringing down the alti mixers and the funky mixers.
There's X Mix also.
X Mix,
Yeah.
and now it's freely available. But again, it's technology.
Yeah.
But there was no underground scene back in the day.
Mm.
Now I know it's there. It's still underground, and you need to be special to be able to enjoy that good underground music.
Mm.
I see a lot of new DJ producers
Yeah.
who are underground.
Mm.
There's also a DJ I have to mention who's gone viral worldwide. It's a good friend of mine, DJ Suban.
Mm. Suban Rio.
He's Suban Rio. We know him as Suban.
Yeah.
Sorry, Suban Rio. I mean, we know him from, or I know him from back way long. Him, DJ Jana, who was in DXB in Japan. So we had that feel for the music,
Mm.
and we wanted to create a different underground culture. But we were always, pushed aside because no, he's a DJ, he wears earrings, he's making different kind of music. No, we had that.
Mhm.
But now I see that it is there.
Nowadays, the DJs are not respected in the society. I personally
That
feel.
is what I really appreciate, that the
Mm.
DJs are respected. But it's sad. Our own DJ community
Mm.
needs to get a lot tighter. They need to start respecting the word DJ and the it's not for us it wasn't a job, but now we have the DJ society.
Yeah.
And I think what Ross also mentioned on one of your shows before, the DJs need to help each other.
Mm.
That's how you form a very close. I mean, when you look at the DJs abroad, from Qbert and the people who have come from DJ Qbert, they're all very, very close.
Mm.
It's not like Bob Sinclair is not going to talk to Carl Cox or whatever, exchange music.
Do you think that Sri Lankan DJs don't help each other?
Not as much as they should.
Mm.
I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
there's very, very few
Mm.
who would actually give you that opportunity. It's sad because I went through some bad situations in the DJ industry, but the relevant people weren't there to actually take it and make sure that it didn't happen to the other DJs who were coming behind,
Mm.
which is sad. We're old. We need to step back. I am the second generation of DJs. That we have the first generation of DJs. If it was me, I would step back and let the new generation come up and take those positions
Mm.
to teach them responsibility as well. Not, yeah, you're DJ, fine, okay. But if you give them that, I mean, look at you. Where did you start? And now you're doing talk shows. Give them that opportunity. Don't be afraid to give them that opportunity. If they mess up, fine, teach them.
Mm.
You have to mess up to know to correct it.
Exactly.
Help the DJs. That's all I can ask.
What do you think about the now we have the Ceylon Disc Jockey Association in Sri Lanka? What do you think? Are you part of it?
I was.
Okay. What do you think about the whole formation of an association?
We've tried so many times to have a proper organization for DJs in Sri Lanka, but it has never worked out because there is no unity. We have the older generation, we have the younger generation. They don't gel.
Mm.
That is sad. As the I know there are few of the younger generation of DJs who want to go and ask the older generation, hey, how did you do this? How did this happen?
Mm.
What was your sound like back in the day? But because they are there, they are afraid to approach them.
Mm.
That's the sad part. I still respect them. I don't need to mention names.
Mm.
I respect them, but they need to come down so that we can approach them. I have so many questions to ask them, even being the second generation. I learned a lot by watching.
Mm.
But if I can, like this, if I can talk to them, Minol, how did you do this? How are you doing this?
Mm.
If you're humble enough to tell me, I'm not going to take your job.
Mm.
If you get better than me, hey, I'm sure you'll mention, hey, Stephen taught me that. That's all you want at the end of the day, right? Come on, be humble. Be
Yeah.
humble.
You're not DJing anymore.
No,
Have you given up, or
I have
will you get
taken a
back on the
few.
decks sometime soon?
I would love to.
Mm.
It all depends on to whom and to where.
Mm.
Because I mean, I have progressed into a lot of newer music. I like my progressive house. I play a lot of acid jazz. I play a lot of jazzy house.
When was the last time you played? What
My
was the last gig?
goodness. Maldives.
Mm.
This was what, 8 years ago.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
After that, no.
But I'm very much up to date. I know
Yeah.
the electronics. I know the music. I love my new music. All of that.
Mm.
I would actually play music to make the people enjoy themselves.
Mm.
So, like Fatboy Slim, I'm playing one of his good tracks, I See You Baby, or whatever. I'll play Dancing Queen in the middle of it, you know. But it all depends on how you sandwich the two, and that is something I learned when from Ramsey at SFM, because I was at SFM for a short while, and he said, Steven, learn the sandwich technique, because I did one of the shows there, and he said, you play a new track and you play one of the old ones so that you don't lose your audience. So that's a sandwich technique, how to layer it properly. That's what we got to learn. I mean, at the end of the day, a DJ is an entertainer.
Especially in Sri Lanka, I think it's a sandwich culture.
It is a sandwich. I like that word,
Yeah.
sandwich culture.
I mean, you have to play everything. Sinhala, Baila, Hindi, Tamil.
We're an all format DJ.
Yeah.
Exactly. And being in Sri Lanka, you have to know to be an all format DJ.
But especially nowadays, you consider the younger generation, they're moving more towards this underground culture. I mean, we are coming to you from DJ Academy. I've seen so many people. They love to learn. Even when they want to train, they train on underground music.
Exactly. Funny part was,
Maybe again, it's one of those generational things.
it's a
You can't blame
generation thing.
them also.
No, you can't, because in a way they're also trying out something
Yeah.
new. But the funny part was, if you listen to the newest genre is the Afro House.
Yeah.
I was at a destination wedding recently, and we got some DJs down, and those DJs were playing some of the Hindi stuff,
Afro.
remixed Afro, and the people were going crazy. And it was awesome to see some of the old aunties and uncles on the floor dancing with the younger generation. So you know the tune, plus
Yeah.
the beats are really getting to you.
Yeah.
That's what we've got to do. We need to learn how to adapt. And if we are afraid of change, we can never go forward.
True indeed. When you consider the DJ industry, it's not only about mixing two songs. I mean, it goes way beyond that. Sounds, lighting, and event management. You have done your event management part as well. Tell us about the whole event culture in Sri Lanka, the industry itself.
Well,
I mean, there are so many events happening every weekend in Sri Lanka now.
see, I would say there are two different kinds of events. One is like I would do my destination events, where I handle the technical side for them. I handle the sound and the lighting, your LED backdrops, even coordinating the decor. And for a destination wedding, it's huge. Sometimes it goes on for about a week,
Yeah.
and they're partying every day. Whereas a normal event, what we refer to as an event here, is a one-night event where you have, X number of DJs come and play. You might have some percussionists come and play. But as a DJ, you need to know sound.
Mm.
You need to know what kind of lighting that you can tell the light jockey, these are my tracks. Can you do something to this?
Mm.
Because something I found even in Sri Lanka, where lighting is concerned, we are not creative. It's sad. We might have the newest lighting desks, but they're not creative. Go through YouTube. That's the biggest learning channel.
Mm.
Look at the videos. Look at the concerts they do abroad. They can be DJ concerts. They can be concerts for a band. Even just one person. Look at those. Get the ideas.
Mm.
And if you have the latest technology, make that work for you.
Mm.
Study because there are tutorials on the web.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's how I am up to date with all of that, with the technology, even with the new production software. I love to learn. So it's
Still
the
learning.
difference. I'm still learning.
Mhm.
I'm 52 and I'm still learning. And I love that. It makes me excited
Mm.
to learn about this stuff.
Mm.
So, where the events are concerned, you need to know who you're playing to and how, again, you need to entertain the crowd. It's not about playing the latest music all the time.
Maybe it's about playing the right type of music.
The right type of music at the right time.
Mm.
Again, know your music. Listen to the tracks.
Mm.
Listen to where the breaks come in. Listen to where the drop comes in. Know the timing. Because something, when we started on vinyl, 12 inches,
Mm.
we learned to read that record. Mind you, it's only just lines.
The lines.
And we knew where the voice comes in. We knew where the bass comes in. We knew where the break comes in. All of that only from those circular
Now,
lines.
vinyl culture is coming back again now.
Vinyl culture is
It's a bit
coming.
expensive, but it's
Not a
back.
bit. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
But there again, there's technology involved. You're using control records.
Yeah.
You're using control vinyl. We didn't have that.
Mm.
We didn't have, the little boxes. We didn't
Yeah.
have Serato. We didn't have Scratch Live. Nothing. Okay. Uh, we just had the two decks going into the mixer, going into the amp, which go into the speaker. That's it. So we learned to read the record like that. Because you do a lot of sampling, you do remixes live
Mm.
while you're playing to the crowd. If I'm playing Staying Alive, I'll drop in a beat from something else while that's happening. So all that has to happen while you're there. So you have to be in that moment. That's why you need to have that connection with the crowd as well. And I know a lot of the newest DJ software has the ability to control lighting.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
Why aren't our DJs using that? I know Recordbox has it. I know Serato has it. I know not Recordbox has it. Virtual DJ has it. And mind you, a lot of DJs might hate me for saying this, but I love Virtual DJ. Virtual DJ is an easy software and it's a lot less heavy on whatever laptop or computer that you use. And there are a lot more things that you can do with Virtual DJ.
Mm.
Don't hate me.
Mm.
But again, as a DJ, learn about sound. Learn how you should sound. It's like a singer.
Mm.
It's like a person who plays an instrument. Know what you need to sound like.
Mm.
Just because the bass is a bass, fine. But even you're playing a bass guitar, there are different tones to a bass guitar.
Mm.
It's the same way with playing a song. Each song has a different sound to it. It can be recorded on 320, whatever, but each song has a different tone to it. Know that. And know what kind of lighting. Learn lighting. It makes your DJ set a lot more exciting.
Now the thing is, now when it comes to lighting, now especially nowadays, when DJs they only focus on playing music. Light for lighting, they depend on somebody else. That's how it has become now. So
You can
even
do
for
it.
sounds, even for sounds,
Exactly.
there's another sound guy. You know.
Back in the day, we had to take the sound, fix the sound, play the party or wedding or whatever, run to the toilet, change, come back, dismantle the sound, load it into the vehicle, go back to the warehouse, unload it,
Yeah.
clean it. That's what we did. Now you have other people doing it for you, which makes you lazy and which does not make you appreciate what you do.
Mm.
Have a value as a DJ. Now you're doing a TV show. That's your value. But I know you DJ as well. That's how we met
Yeah.
back in the day. You know, this is how much you progressed. But you value this.
Mm.
You will try to learn new tech. You're just here with your minimal setup, but you're getting the job done, which means you've progressed. As a DJ, hook it up to a light system. You can get a sunlight box. All you need is the MIDI cable. Psh, done.
Right, Steven, do you regret being a DJ?
Hell no.
No, you'll do it again.
I wish I could be reborn as a DJ, but with
In a better condition,
in a better
environment.
environment.
Mm.
Good.
Mm.
But I'll never regret being a DJ.
Mm.
I met a lot of people. I've met a lot of really lovely, beautiful people. I have learned a lot about cultures, different countries where I have played at. So no, I'll never regret being a DJ. Even though you get the whole thing as, oh my gosh, my daughter is going to marry a DJ.
I don't think that's happening anymore.
No. But I think that
It used to happen
it
often.
used to happen.
Yeah.
After my generation, no. Yes, earrings. Look at the hair. My gosh, he has tattoos also. How can you marry him?
You were known for your silver jewelries.
Yes, I was.
Now you have given up all that.
I am. Yes.
Age.
You mature, but
Mm.
you still try to keep your identity.
Yeah.
So a lot of people knew me as a biker because I love my bikes and stuff like that. So yeah, I had that whole rocker outfit.
Mm.
You know, that was the outlook. And that's what I mean. Me as a DJ, I didn't stick to mainstream music.
Mm.
I love my good rock. I listen to metal. I think Stigmata, and Suresh might actually say this, that I was one of the first DJs who was in the metal scene
Mm.
and who played for the Stigmata concerts, the after party and all of that. So Suresh,
Mhm.
but yeah, like I mean that's what you love about being a DJ.
Mm.
You know that can never leave you.
Mm. Who do you have to thank in your journey so far? Let's take both together, your personal life and your DJing career.
Like I said, I've learned a lot from the very first generation.
Mm.
Even people from DJ Tim, Harpo, my very first boss, DJ Manju. I think his wife is also DJ Nevanka.
Manchu Caldera?
Manju Caldera.
Mm.
He's the one who taught me how to compare and how my voice should sound over mic.
Mhm.
He told me, Stephen, you need this amount of bass, this amount of highs, this amount of mids. He taught me that.
Mm.
And he taught me this is how you speak over a mic. I know there are a lot of people who say that Manju can't speak, but no. Manju Caldera, he entertained the crowd. He may not have beat mix songs,
Mm.
but he knew how to entertain the crowd. I've learned from Harpo, I've learned from Jerry. Sadly, I couldn't learn from Gabo, the boss,
Yeah.
ex-boss of Gabo Travels, because those are the people we looked up to. Steve J. These are people who I can thank. I learned from Eugene as well. Kosala, DJ Kosala from Outbus. I learned a lot from him, especially where business is concerned. And those are the Sri Lankan DJs. Of course, I have to thank the other DJs who I've seen because I learned from them.
Mm.
I see what they can do. Hey, maybe I can use this. Maybe I can do this. I teach as well. So, foreign DJs, of course, my idol Fatboy Slim. He still rocks on.
Mhm.
Carl Cox. There are a few other DJ producers who I like. They're very still underground, but a lot of musicians I like as well because I like my good funk and soul. I mean, Prince. I learned a lot from him where his music. I've never met these people, but I've learned to know music from them.
Mm.
Casey and the Sunshine Band. All we know them is for a few tracks, but they are a funk band.
Mm.
Cool and the Gang. all we know is get down on it or whatever. But they had a lot of funk stuff.
Mm.
So you need to take and learn from these things.
Mm.
Don't ever be afraid to be open minded.
Mm.
That's all I can say.
Any words of wisdom for young upcoming DJs? I mean, this whole conversation had full of it, but anything that you can specify on?
Uh Please don't be swollen headed. Be humble and help the rest of the DJ. I'm not talking about business wise.
Hmm.
You don't have to give discounts or whatever, but be there as a community to help each other. Hey, if you need sound from me, yeah, okay, I'll give you sound. I have another gig. Can you give me lighting for that? Make a contra deal like that.
Hmm.
But not only that, support each other because our DJ community is very, very small considering most of the other countries. We have a very small DJ culture. Use that, develop. I like the fact that DJs are getting into producing now. Help each other because there are a lot of producers who are asking me, Stephen, where do you get your plugins from? What are the best DAWs to use? And they're asking me,
Hmm.
and I share links with them. They ask me where to get the monitors from. What kind of monitors? I said, look at your environment. See what type of studio that you want because your monitors have got to suit that.
Hmm.
Know about noise cancelling and things like that, the technical stuff. Be a community. I realize that there are two entities now, and that needs to change.
Hmm.
Which is why I don't want to be part of it because we are not together, which is sad.
Yeah. I think for a this is an industry after all. So for an industry to to grow, I think we need to all stand together. Yeah.
Help each other. You get the opportunity to go abroad. If you can't, hey, I have a few other DJs who I can recommend. But also, we need to know how to be disciplined ourselves.
True.
Okay, and discipline is a very, very important thing that I learned from people like DJ Jerry and all back in the day.
Mm.
You go for a wedding, you have to be dressed in a white shirt at
Yeah.
least. No football t-shirts, no going like this,
No caps.
no caps. Go. You have an image as a DJ.
That's why you're on stage.
Why exactly?
Yeah.
Why are you put on a stage? Because you have an image to show people, and that's how you get your respect. Don't go and misbehave. Yes, enjoy yourself, but know that you're a DJ and that you have a huge responsibility at whatever event that you're doing.
Mm.
That's basically about it. And be down to earth.
True. Before you leave, what do you think about your life?
My life,
Looking back.
it's been a hell of a roller coaster.
Mm.
But if that
Enjoyed
was,
the ride.
I have enjoyed the ride. I have
Mm.
learned a lot from life. I have matured a lot.
Mm.
A lot of people will still say that Stephen is a bit of a kid. Uh, he's not responsible. But hey, I think I proved those people wrong, where they said I was irresponsible and I was still a child. And I have done a lot more things than most of the other DJs or even people in the entertainment industry have done. And I'm proud of where I am.
Mm.
Nobody can say, you, hey, take me on, I'm here, man.
Right. On that note, DJ Steven, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much
And
for having me.
anything that you would like to mention?
Um, just be open minded and love what you do. Don't just enjoy it, love what you do.
Mm.
Keep the music going.
Right. One more question before I take your leave. What are your plans for the future?
Well, I have a few business ideas which I need to get down to Sri Lanka, which involve tourism as well.
Mm.
But I love the event side. I love the technical side of events, which I love doing from um, handling sound, lighting, the whole management of an event.
Mm.
I do light programming as well. Sound programming I've learned, or sound engineering I've learned throughout my career.
Mm.
And I learned sound engineering by actually watching the old sound engineers what they do. And now I can put it into perspective thanks to the internet.
Hmm.
Now I know this, and now we have plugins and stuff, so it makes it easier. So, what I would love to, I still do my education. Actually, I teach English online now. Um, but again, I do teach DJing, I do handle events, the technical side of events, and I hope it progresses that way.
Hmm.
You know, we still need to have Wi-Fi for lighting.
That's something to look forward to.
Exactly. Less wires.
Yeah, that's a wrap on this segment of Simple Talk segment. Thank you so much, Stephen, for being on the
It's
show
been
once
an
again.
absolute pleasure.
And let's meet up soon.
We
And
shall.
catch you on the next segment. Until then, you have yourself a good one.